Being thrown from an ATV around 3 a.m. yesterday as it was heading down a steep embankment in Downeyville. Officer Jason Bies from the CHP Grass Valley unit says that 35-year-old Megan McHugh had to be life flighted to Enloe Medical Center in Chico following that disastrous ride with a 59-year-old man who was killed. We're told that neither party was wearing a helmet and that investigators suspect the pair was drinking. No alcohol or drugs involved in a crash that recently left the community of Winters in mourning. 2 weeks ago, 2 of 3 teens died riding an ATV there when they hit a tree and were also thrown off. One was able to walk away with just minor injuries. The boys did not have helmets on during that accident. Those who died were fixtures on the Winters high school football and baseball teams. The ATVs in those crashes also count as OHVs, off-highway vehicles, and state park interpreter Peter Ostrowski joining me now live to talk about why we all need to be so much more safety-minded when we decide to have this kind of fun. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Definitely. The common problem in both of the fatal scenarios I just mentioned, no helmets. Obviously, wearing one is the right thing to do, but wearing the right one is critical. How do you determine what is the right one for you?
So the best way to determine what helmet is right for you is by going and getting fitted at your local motorsport shops. So anywhere that's around the Sacramento area is usually a place like Cycle Gear. They are happy to come in and help to fit you. Now, a helmet shouldn't be so tight that your head feels like it's going to pop, but it shouldn't be so loose to where the helmet spins around. You want it nice and snug, and then you also want to create the strap. The strap is the most important part. It's actually what we see a lot of in OHV accidents is that people don't do the whole strap. And the strap, you can get somebody to walk you through it. It's 2 D-rings, and what we always say here for an educational message is we say 2 through 2 over 1, and then you just cinch it down, and your helmet will be all set.
Okay, so that's important. You're talking about what goes under the chin there and holds it in place, holds the entire helmet in place. In yesterday's crash in the Downeyville area, riders were out at 3 a.m., so it's dark. They chose to go down a steep embankment and are suspected of drinking at the time. Those factors must be among some of the most common causes of accidents. What else that maybe people aren't thinking of?
It's about not being safe and being cautious about the environment in which you ride. It's also about speed is usually where we see a lot of other accidents. People get on those bikes and they just start riding around and they have that adrenaline going. And so you just feel like you're king of the world or queen of the world and you're just enjoying life. And sometimes you go too far, too fast for what your own expertise is. And this is where we come in, is that we actually offer free safety classes for people in the state of California. We actually have OHV Safety Weeks, which we have 2 of them in the year, one in May and one in October. And the classes are all free. We actually teach you all about the safety with an ATV or a dirt bike, or what you might have is a side-by-side. We call those ROVs.
Okay.
And so those safety classes are completely free for you to come and take with us, and we're happy to educate everybody about how to ride safely and with respect.
The state of California actually has an off-highway motor vehicle commission that looks at a lot of the safety issues and regulations. We also have a network of 9 state vehicular recreation areas, SVRAs. From Sacramento, the closest are probably Carnegie SVRA, which is in the hills of southern Alameda and San Joaquin counties, and Clay Pit, which is 2 miles west of Oroville. Why are these places especially good to take your OHVs?
They're especially good because we have staff that is at these parks that can help with any safety related information or anything that happens at the park. They're also really great because this is where we offer a lot of the safety classes. We can help educate you about being in the sport. Also, our trails are clearly marked. They have different levels of difficulty, and we have staff around that you can ask questions of and to kind of figure out, like, what do you want to do, what's your capability, and how far do you want to go with your day in the day. So this is really great for people because all these areas are pretty local. And for Sacramento, we actually have one that's located in Rancho Cordova. It's called Prairie City SVRA. Prairie City is about 30 to 40 minutes outside of Sacramento to the east in Rancho Cordova, California. And that's a really great park to go beginning ride. And a lot of the riders for people who ride in OHV in Sacramento started at Prairie City.
Got it. Okay.
It's a great spot.
And I know it's hard to resist the urge if there's like, a wide open field just down the road from your house or maybe your grandparents' property. It's hard to say, okay, I'm going to drive 2 hours or I'm going to drive 40 minutes instead of just going right down the road. But the places that you're talking about really have the cleared areas, safe areas, they're maintained so they're not like, the storm that blew in some debris overnight and oops, nobody finds it until you're riding. And they have the support of the other people there in case something does go wrong. So first-time riders expect to get a lot of advice. They're actually seeking it out. What advice do you have for folks who maybe have been riding for years and maybe don't think there's anything out there that they need to hear?
The advice that I have is that for longtime riders, they are the ones who need to definitely be showing like what we do in the OHV world. Longtime riders want to keep these places open that we have for OHV recreation. And these are the individuals who are definitely the ones who need to be showing a lot of respect for the environment, showing people how to do it, being mentors to this next generation of riders and users so that people know how to do it and how to do it well so that we keep it for the future of California.
Alrighty, and talking about that next generation, especially because we're officially 2 days into summer and there are a lot of kids out there with a lot of time on their hands. They may want to go OHV riding. Their parents may have purchased them something to ride, but not be riders themselves. So what do families need to know about children being different from adult riders?
Making sure that the vehicle fits the size of the child, making sure that the bike isn't too big, especially with ATVs. ATVs are actually regulated for the appropriate size and age of an individual to ride. So making sure that you're following those stickers, definitely getting into a free ATV safety class or a free dirt bike class. These will teach you basics. They teach you how to turn on an ATV because it is fundamentally different than another vehicle. And then the other thing is just making sure that the parents are always around for kids when they're riding. Don't be allowing the kid to go off and ride on their own. Always having a parent present is super helpful. Even if you're taking them out to a track, always wanting to be standing by so that you can see if something's going on. So for new riders, I always suggest taking a class, and these are completely free for people to come out and take these.
All right, a great message here at the start of summer. Unfortunately, we've just had these 2 fatal accidents, so maybe that puts safety more on the mind for everybody who's going to go out there and hit the trails. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you very much.